Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we have a story time today. This is the last story time of the month. I hope you guys enjoyed the month of what's this month? I think this is June. I hope y'all enjoyed the month of June with me or whatnot. If you've not checked out my videos, all my videos from June, you definitely need to check it out. Every video, not just what you want to watch. No, I'm just kidding. But if you guys have not checked out my latest haul that I dropped, I think yesterday I dropped this haul. Definitely check that out. Okay, we're gonna get straight into this video. We're gonna get straight into it because I don't even feel like rambling. I wasn't even gonna tell this story time. I'm not even gonna cap to you. I wasn't even gonna tell this story time, but the chain of events that happened and the way everything just came full circle just made me want to tell this story time because I feel like people have me fucked up. People have me fucked up. And I know I'm not supposed to be cursing, and I hope I don't get demonetized. Maybe I might blurt it out, but people have me effed up, okay? So we about to get into what happened. So boom. So how we gonna start this? One time I was coming home, and mind you, this shit just happened like a couple of months ago, like about 3 months ago. So basically I was coming home from, I don't know where I was coming home from, don't have no idea, no clue, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was driving home in the neighborhood. And in the neighborhood they have lights, but the lights were very dim. So you know, I'm driving and shit, and y'all, guess what happens? Guess what happens? Tell me why a dog decides to run past my damn car. Y'all, I think I killed a dog, and this was a big ass dog, y'all. This was like a golden retriever. Like, I don't even know how I did not see that dog, but y'all, literally, I kid you not, I know I broke that dog's bones because all I heard was like, you know how somebody breaks glass against concrete? That's all I heard. And I didn't even know, even then at that moment, I had no idea that that was a dog. Like, I thought that I rolled over glass. So I was thinking like, damn, like I ran over glass. Like, fuck, I fucked up. But then I turn around and I see a brown little fella limping off. This is not funny at all. This is so sad, y'all. I see a dog limping off and barking like, you know how dogs be barking when they hurting, you know. So at this point, I'm like, fuck, I hit a dog. So I get to my house because I'm close to my house, y'all. I'm close. So I get to my house and I park my car, and y'all, I have the most fragile car ever. Like, I always like have to remind myself sometimes when I'm driving crazy, I always have to remind myself to slow down because my car, my tongue looks so white, y'all. Hey, let me just tell y'all now, I just got done eating candy. It's really blue. It's not white, so I don't want to hear brush your teeth. Cause I just had to think about that because I was like, damn, my tongue white as hell. I just got to eat some candy. But back to the story time. My car is fragile, so any little thing that happens, my car gonna be like KO type shit. So I already kind of had a feeling that my car was fucked up. I get to the front, the whole front of the car is leaning, like it's hanging, it's cut in half, it's fucked up all in the front. The lights are busted, kind of like little cracks within the lights. The car is fucked up on that side that I hit the dog. So at this point, I'm like, damn, like I gotta get this fixed. So I end up telling my people the next day what happened, and my dad, he calls the insurance company because I'm still on my people's insurance. And you know, my dad calls the insurance company and we get to seeing like what they can do. The insurance company is asking for pictures, you know, the whole nine, right? So after my dad gets done talking to them, he ends up telling me that we're gonna take the car to this place called Service King, and they're going to fix the car, and the insurance company is gonna give me a rental for 30 days. I said, okay, cool. I think my dad said that the day that we were scheduled to take the car to Service King was like a week from now. Like, that was the only time that they could give us. So my dad basically said, just thug it out. So my dad's like, just go ahead and drive the car until it's time to, you know, turn the car in and get your rental. So I'm like, okay, cool. My car had other plans. Tell me why, like 2 days later, I don't remember where I was driving from, but my shit just started making noise. Like, the tires on that side just started going every time I was driving. So I was like, baby, I gotta find a mechanic quick, fast, and in a hurry before these tires bust out and I get into another accident type shit. I'm going to different mechanics. They're all telling me like, oh, it's a 10-hour wait, it's an 8-hour wait. Bitch, I'm looking at them like, bitch, if I gotta wait 10 hours, I might as well go to the car dealership and get a new car. That would be even less hours than this. Like, I'm looking like, nah, like, I'm not about to be waiting 10 hours for this car. You know, I'm like, okay, no. I told the guy, I'm like, no, I gotta go. He's like, you gotta be careful. Like, that car's in danger. Like, he's just giving me the rundown. Cause, like, he took a look at the car. He's like, that car's in danger. You might want to stay here because you're not supposed to be driving. Deuces. Ooh, wow. What did Chris Brown say? I told you that I'm leaving. Like, I'm leaving. I'm not waiting 10 hours for this shit. It's not that deep. So I end up driving. I'm driving all over the city of Houston. They giving me different times. They giving me different prices. Some of them talking about 600. I'm like, bitch, 600 for what? Like, it's a lot. So I finally get to this one place and they end up changing my tires. They end up telling me that the tire that I hit the dog with and then the tire on the other side were the two fucked up tires. I told them I got into an accident and I hit the dog. They basically was like, yeah, when you hit the dog, it caused the tire to da-da-da. You know, all this mechanic talk, you know. My brain just go loco when people talk about cars because I have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm just like, And then he gives me the price. Y'all, I ended up paying $200 for one tire. And he said that my car has so many issues. He was like, your car has a lot of issues. And I'm guessing when I hit the dog, like, I caused internal issues within the car too, because I guess because my wheel went over the dog. Also, don't ask me if the dog survived. I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that bitch took off limping. Like, I don't know if it survived. I just know that I cracked a bone in that dog. So yeah, please don't ask me because I have no answer to what you're about to ask. So back to the story. So I end up paying, y'all, I stayed there for like an hour and a half. I end up paying for the tire. He's like, oh, this tire messed up too. And I believed him, but I was just like, look, I'm balling on a budget. Like, no, like, we're not doing all that. I don't want to hear what's messed up. Just fix the primary shit that I can't get away with. We're gonna figure out the rest of the other shit later on when that time comes. And so I was just telling him that. I'm like, no, I'm not paying for all that. He's like, well, it's in extreme condition. Bitch, I don't care how extreme it is. I would just have to figure out on the road that it's in extreme condition. I'm not paying. Like, I'm already paying $200 for one tire. Like, I'm not about to go pay $200 for another. Like, not in this same sitting. Like, no. And y'all have to also understand, I was paying I paid a little bit to get the rental. Like, I had other expenses that I had to pay for. So my mindset was not like on that car. Like, I just asked the man, I'm like, do you think I'll be able to ride the tire for like a week? He said, yeah, probably. I said, okay, then that's it. Because the thing is, I'm about to give this car to the rental for 30 days. Let them fix the car. Let them, like, you know, fix the car. And then probably when I get the car back, I can focus on getting a new tire for the other side. Like, you know. We end up going to the rental place, right? The day comes for us to go to the rental place. My dad ends up going with me, but he goes in his separate car because he's the one that has the insurance is under, I think the insurance is under my mom's name, but he's the one that called the insurance and did everything and stuff like that. So he ends up going there to sign some papers off. So we end up driving there. We park next to each other. He signs papers off and he comes up to me and he's like, everything is set, you know, figure it out. They said wait till your rental come. I'm like, okay, boom. I'm waiting. Mind you, y'all, I know y'all about to be like, what, Irene? Y'all, let me tell y'all, let me give y'all a mini story time. Right before we were about to leave to go to the rental place, bitch, tell me why a stray dog came to my front door. I don't know what, that's actually very crazy as I think about it. I hit a dog and then a stray dog came to my front door. That's weird. But yeah, so tell me why a stray dog came to my front door. And so I named it, what did I name that dog? I think I named it Turbo or Turo? Turbo? Tubi, yeah. I named the dog Tubi, and it was like a shaggy type of dog. If I feel like showing y'all a picture, I will put it here. And basically, y'all, that dog literally ran into our front door, and I let that bitch in because all are welcome. Now, my parents, they hate animals. Well, my dad don't really hate animals, but my mom hates animals because she has bad allergies. Like, as soon as Tubi came in, my mom was sitting in the front and she's like, why'd you bring that dog in? And I was like, hey, we're gonna name that dog Tubi, you know? So, you know, my mom's like, literally, y'all, I kid you not, my mom's allergies are so bad. As soon as Tubi came in, she started coughing, sneezing, like her nose was running. Like she has terrible allergies for certain pets with certain types of hair. So she's like, I'm allergic to that dog. She's like, I'm already sniffling. I'm allergic to that dog. Get that dog out the house. I'm like, nah, bro, this is Tubi. Like, bitch, this is Tubi. And mind you, y'all, I had no plan of keeping Tubi. Bitch, Tubi was just a bitch, I don't know. My life was boring. I needed something to spice it up for a minute. I don't know. But I just wanted to have the dog. So I start feeding the dog. My people getting mad. They like, don't feed that dog. The dog, he following me all over the house. The dog playing with me. Like, this a friendly ass dog, right? I kept playing with the dog, and my dad's like, can you come on so we could go to the rental? And I'm like, nah, I'm staying here with Tubi. And my dad's like, look, let me tell you something. If I go get the paperwork done and you not at that place, I don't care what happens. Like, you know, they said that as soon as the paperwork is done, they're going to hand you the car. Like, you need to come on. So I thought it was a bright idea to take Tubi with me. I'm like, Tubi, you might as well go on a trip, okay? We're going on a trip, okay? Oh, me and Tubi in the car. I'm talking to him and shit. I'm like, so Tubi, how old are you? Tubi looking like, I'm like, Tubi, you know, like, are you a boy, girl? I raise his leg up trying to see, you know, what's in between and shit like that. You know, I'm having a conversation with a dog. The dog ain't really responding, but I you know, I'm having a good day. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get annoyed because it's like 15 minutes passed by. I'm like, okay, where's the rental, bro? And mind you, y'all, I kid you not, the rental enterprise that they were getting the car at was literally down the street. Like, come on, where's the car? So I end up saying, Tubi, I'll be back. So Tubi like looking like that. So I end up walking to the front. Now let me tell y'all what happened when I walked to the front, y'all. When I walked to the front, there was this black lady and this older Hispanic guy. He looked like preferably the manager. Of course, the Hispanic guy worked there, and the black lady was legit going off on him. Like, she was going clean off. Now, I'm not gonna say she was screaming or like attacking him, but y'all, she was on the verge of screaming, not on no funny shit. As I'm going closer, she just keeps saying, look at this shit. Like, do you really think that this shit is worth da-da-da? Like, she's putting price points on the floor and shit. And, you know, he's like, no, ma'am. And she's like, nah. Like, she's going off, y'all. She was like, I gave you guys my car for a whole month. I gave you guys my car. And you guys still have this. I don't know what was wrong with her car, but it looked like she got into an accident or something, and they were supposed to fix the car, and they didn't fully fix it correctly. It looked like there was a scratch, because she kept saying, look at this scratch, look at this scratch. And he was like, yeah, I don't know why my workers didn't, you know, actually, because that's how I knew that older guy was a manager. I'm like, okay, he's a manager for saying his workers, you know. So he was like, again, ma'am, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. And she was basically just going off on him. She was basically like, look, like, you the manager, like, you supposed to know, like, the ins and out. You supposed to approve shit before y'all call people back. Like, she was like, y'all wasting my mother effing time. Like, she went off on him. She was like, y'all wasting my motherfucker. Bitch, I'm messy, mind you. They're arguing, like, right in front of the store where the door is. She parked her car right in front of the store. Bitch, I'm near the door, bitch. I'm just watching them. I'm holding on to the door, bitch. I'm watching them. Like, I don't know. And you know, the funny thing is, like, if I have somewhere to go and I see people like arguing, I might stop for a little bit. But like, if I really have some shit to do or I'm impatient, I'm usually the type of person to just keep it pushing if I see that the situation is not that big. And y'all, even though this lady was yelling at this man, the situation still wasn't that big for me to just be standing there. But I don't know what happened. It's like my spirit wanted me to hear that whole conversation. And so she's like, what is this? Like, what is this? So I'm like, okay, let me go inside, because I'm tired of hearing them. They just was talking in circles, honestly, because she just kept saying this was a waste of time, and he just kept saying, again, I'm sorry. And then she just kept saying, this is a waste of time. Oh, say something else. So I was like, no, let me go in. So I end up going in, and it's so crazy, because when I stepped foot inside that place, something told me they're gonna fuck you over too. And bitch, I turned around and I said, I'm not her. So I started walking more. And also, not only, bitch, when I turned around, bitch, there was a table with Jolly Ranchers. Bitch, my big ass said, they not gonna fuck me over, bitch. They feeding me. How can they fuck me over? Like, what's wrong with me? So I grabbed a whole bunch of Jolly Ranchers and I went up to talk to this boy. We're gonna name this boy Kaka, because that's what the hell he is. So Walk in is this white Caucasian boy. He looked like he's in his either mid-30s or late 30s. He's like, hey, how are you? How may I help you? So I was like, well, my dad just came in. He's like, oh, that was your father, huh? And I was like, yeah. And I'm waiting for the rental. I've been waiting for 15 minutes. Mind you guys, it's not that hot because like summertime wasn't here yet, but it was still kind of hot outside that day. So I'm like, you know, it's hot. Like, I'm tired of waiting in my car. Like, you know, can y'all, like, you know, where's the rental? So he ends up calling the place and they're like, yeah, we're coming. We were dealing with hella customers over here. We gonna be up there in a minute. So the guy's like, they're coming. It's crazy because as soon as I went and complained, tell me why they pulled up like a minute later. I'm looking like, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all not slick. Like, y'all probably forgot about me. Like, y'all not slick. So the guy, he ends up coming to get me, and he makes me get inside his car to drive to the rental place. Basically, the car that he drove there, that was my rental. But I ended up, I think I'm gonna say 20 days later, they called, not even 20, I would say like 15 days later, they called my dad and they told my dad that my car was ready. Or like, your car is ready. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. Cause like, you know, I paid for 30 days. Like, I paid for 30 days because, you know, there's different options, different price points. So they're like, oh yeah, da da da. And I told them, I told my dad, I don't know, I think I was doing something those days. So I told my dad, I said, I won't be available to stop by and drop the car off on this day, but I will be on such and such day. But the such and such day that I said, I don't know, they were just saying, oh, you can't do that, da da da. I'm like, look, like, y'all, I pay for 30 days. Don't come now telling me, oh, you can't keep the car longer than when we say the car is ready, you gotta come. They were telling my dad, when we say the car is ready, y'all gotta come or we're gonna charge an extra fee. That's not how it works. If I pay for 30 days, then they were talking about, oh, well, you're getting a deposit back. I was getting the deposit back. I'm not even going to hold you guys, but it wasn't a full deposit. I don't think it was a full deposit. They said it was, but I kept checking my bank account and they never gave me that deposit back the second time around. No, I'm just like telling my dad, and my dad's going off on them. He's like, she paid for 30 days. Like, y'all doing too much. Like, y'all bugging type shit. Like, she paid for 30 days. Weekend goes over and I end up getting the car. I end up getting my car. Get my car. And the guy, he's talking to me. I sign off papers. I took a picture of the rental. Like, I get my car right. I get home and I start driving. The car's driving weird. Like, worse than when I hit the dog. I'm like, why the fuck is this car driving like that? Like, I'm so confused and I'm trying to think, like, when I had the car before the dog, like, you know how you start trying to backtrack. So I'm thinking, like, when I had the car before the dog, like, was the car driving like this? Like, why is the car driving like that? Like, we gave these niggas the car for 30 days and this car's driving worse than when I pulled up here. Then I get ready to get home. Tell me why when I get ready, when I'm in my neighborhood, I hear a loud screeching sound like on the bottom of my car floor. And I'm like, what the fuck is that sound? So it's literally like screeching. I'm thinking, should I get out my car and check it? But I'm literally right near my house. Like, I'm almost there. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to wait to get home and hear what that sound. Literally, y'all, the sound was so horrific. It was like it was bad. I'm like, what the hell is going on? End up drop it down when I get down on my knees or whatnot, and I see that, like, it's a big thing at the bottom of my car just hanging. And that thing hung the day I hit the dog. So now I'm irritated, okay? Because first, the car not driving correctly. Now this thing is doing lean back. Now I'm irritated, y'all. And I know y'all might think that everything I say is funny, but y'all, at this moment, I became very, very, very irritated. Now, I end up telling my mom, and my mom's like, nah, you need to call them back. Like, what was the point of them rushing to get you to come and pick up this car if they weren't gonna fix this car? Like, what's going on type shit. I end up telling my dad. Now, let me backtrack. Me and my dad got into an argument the day before I picked up my car. Now, let me tell you why. I ain't gonna go too much into detail because it wasn't that deep, but let me tell you what happened. He told my son, oh, I'm so happy you're getting your car fixed. Now you need to get tints. I've been told my dad, like, I don't want tints on that car because, y'all, I don't have no tints on my car, but I plan on getting a new car soon. So in my head, I'm like, I don't need no tints. Like, I don't need no tints. Well, not soon, but, you know, I plan on switching out my car eventually. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't need no tints. Like, I'm not about to put money on them. Mind you, it was more shit that was messed up with this car. Like, I knew the stuff that the mechanic fixed. It was still gonna be more shit messed up with this car. I'm not worried about a tent on an old car. Like, the car not super duper old. I have a 2013 car, but still, like, you know, that's a pretty, you know, we're about to be in 2023. Like, that's a 10-year-old car. Like, I'm not worried about that shit, right? I'm worried about just fixing the little shit that I gotta fix to make the car still drive, you know, drivable and safe to, you know, maneuver. I'm talking about a tent. So we got into an argument about it. So when I went in to tell him, oh, like, the car messed up, he told me, so I don't want to hear nothing about no cars. Last time I tried to tell you something with your car, you almost fought me. I'm looking at my dad like, and y'all, my dad is a Libra. And me, if you guys do not know, I'm a cusp. Is it a cusp or a cups? I don't know. Whenever I say it, people go, ah, she said it wrong. I don't know, but I think it's cusp. I don't know. But I'm a cusp. I'm a Virgo and a Libra. So everybody always say that me and my dad act alike. They always say we clash heads, like we be arguing a lot. So when he said he didn't want to help with the car, me and him started going back and forth. Like, I was like, yo, you didn't help with the car? Da, da, da. Like, I just start going off on him, right? It's like, I would not help you. I would not help. Like, we arguing. So my mom's like, can y'all stop? Like, y'all annoying. So she's like, what's the problem? And I'm like, he's not giving me a resolution. Da, da, da. So my mom's like, give her the number of the insurance company. And my dad, like, I don't know, maybe it's just Nigerian parents in general. Nigerian parents feel like you can't get shit done without them, without their help. And I feel like they feel like that because I don't know about, you know, y'all's cultures, but Nigerian parents are very, most Nigerian parents are very hands-on with their kid. Like, even if you turn 25 or even 24, if you're a guy, it's a little iffy, but if you're a girl, you can still live at home. Like, they will still pay some of your bills. You know, they're very hands-on with us. So they kind of tend to think that we don't know anything. You get what I mean? Like, for instance, I know a lot of my friends, their parents put them under credit cards and stuff. And I'm not saying other cultures don't do it, but not Nigerians, African parents in general, most of them are very, like, hands-on with their kid, unless it's a guy. When it's a guy and you still living at home, they're gonna be like, all right, what you doing? You need to get up out of here. And most guys don't even want to be living at home at age of 25. Like, if you dealing with a nigga that wants to still be at home at the age of 25, and he ain't got no motion going on and he not looking into the future, then he playing type shit. But most guys don't. So, you know, African parents, like, they just feel that they feel like they know everything. And sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. My dad, we arguing. My mom tells me to give him the insurance, give me the number of the insurance. He kind of like making like faces, like on some, like, she don't know what to do. She not gonna get it done. She's never ordered a rental. I'm looking at him like, nigga, I was born, whatchamacallit? What's that saying? I was born that night but not yesterday. I don't know shit. He ends up sending me the insurance number and I get shit done as I should. I call the insurance company. I'm complaining about everything. I'm like, they did not fix this car. Like, I'm mad type shit. The guy, we're gonna name him Kennedy, right? We're gonna name the guy Kennedy. That's the guy that's from the insurance company on the phone. I'm basically telling the guy that these people at the mechanics did not fix this car. I'm irritated because I'm like, why did why did y'all hassle me just to not fix this car the way I wanted it to be fixed? And then I also told them that they did not fix the alignment of the car, and that's what had the car shaking and shit like that. So I'm like, they did not fix the alignment of the car. Now, Kennedy, he asked me, he's like, okay, well, I gotta ask you some questions because the insurance company did not want to pay for the alignment. They basically was trying to say that the accident that I got into with the dog did not cause my alignment to be shifted like that. But it did, because my car was not making that noise or doing that before I hit that dog. It started doing that after I hit that dog, and it got worse after they touched my car. So it does have something to do with the accident, whether y'all believe it or not. Like, the fuck? I'm not gonna be driving with a car that's going and I'm not saying nothing. Like, that don't make sense. So at this point, Kennedy, he started asking me questions like, okay, well, when you hit the dog, how did your wheels turn and this and that? And basically he has to ask these investigation questions so he can submit a report to the insurance company to tell the insurance company that the accident did have something to do with the alignment and they need to cover it. It's like, as I'm answering the questions, Kennedy's like, oh yeah, for sure. He was like, yeah, the answers that you're giving me, they're definitely gonna cover their alignment now. Like, they're definitely gonna cover it now. They didn't ask me these questions before I turned my car in. So he's like, all right, well, I got you a rental for tomorrow. Pull up at such and such time. Just tell them, he told me to give them a tracking number or something like that to like show a code. And I guess when they put in the tracking code, my whole thing will pop up and they'll give me my rental so they can refix my car. So everything smooth. Like Kennedy, he mad nice. Like he got me all together within good 20 minutes. I end up pulling up to the place the next day, and I end up walking in. When I walked in, I could kind of see a little bit of irritation on, what's that boy's name that we named? Kaka. Yeah. I could completely see an irritation on Kaka's face. It's like he was like, it's like he already knew I was coming back in with bullshit. Like, it's like he already knew. So when I walked in, he was like he did like a, so I walk in, they're talking amongst each other. Mind you, it's the guy that was talking to the black lady that day and Kaka in the lobby. So they're talking to each other, and then they finally say, yes, ma'am, how may we help you? And I basically end up telling them everything that I told y'all. Before I could even finish, Kaka's like, okay, well, you know, like he trying to argue with me. Then we got the manager, he talking about some, well, maybe you hit a bump or something and that's what caused that thing to go back out, because my guys, he said something like, because my guys, I always check to make sure that they got everything right, and when we seen your car, it looked right. You're a fucking liar. Let's backtrack. Let's backtrack to what him and that lady was arguing about. Them people did not fix that lady car the way they wanted that car fixed. And she was on his ass about it. And what did he say? He said that he did not look to see if they fixed the car. So don't come now and lie to me and say that you seen my car and it was fine before I left. Because you lying. Because you told this lady here that you don't check cars, because you said that you believe in your man. So you don't check their cars to make sure that the cars is fine before they give the customer back the car. So at this point, y'all, I just start getting irritated. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be one of them days. I just like, and the thing with me, and like all jokes aside, I always tell my mom, I want a gun, you know, just for my safety and my protection. And my mom be like, your anger will put you in jail. Like I've managed to calm down, but y'all, I don't know what it is, but I get so angry that I can literally murk somebody. Like, not on no funny shit. And so at this point, I started feeling like that. I'm like, ugh, I'm getting mad. I'm like, you grown, so like, you know, you want your grown woman shit. You trying to be in your soft girl era, like you can't turn up the way you want to. So I'm like, I'm just watching. So I'm like, okay. I'm not really trying to even hear what you got to say at this point. Like, give me my rental and y'all get to fixing the car. So I was like, okay, well, it really don't matter. It happened when I was driving. It did not happen, this and that. And then he started talking about and the alignment, the insurance did not approve the alignment. Like, and I'm telling him, I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand the insurance did not approve the alignment, but you know, I called them, and then Kaka starts cutting me off. So Kaka cuts me off. He's like, oh yeah, you have to call your insurance to get a rental. Like, you just can't come up here and request a rental. What makes your bitch ass think that I just ran and requested a rental? Like, are you dumb? Like, please don't piss me off. So at this point, I'm just looking at him like, boy, shut your bitch ass up. So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, anyways. And then so the manager, he cuts him off. So the manager, no, he cuts me and him off. Because I was like, anyways. And then he's talking to me while I said anyway. So the manager's like, wait. Let me go drive your car around and see what shaking you're talking about. Can I do that? Is that fine with you? I'm like, yeah, shit, have at it. So I give him the keys. So he going around, he driving around. And I get to telling the boy, I'm like, okay, well, I need a rental. I called the insurance company. I need a rental. And he's like, oh, you did? Duh. Like, you think I just ran up here? Like, are you dumb? So he's like, okay, you know, you have to have this. I'm like, I have my paperwork. I need a rental. So he gets to arguing with me. So no. He don't even get to argue with me. He gets quiet. And at this point, we're not arguing yet. I'm getting irritated, but I'm trying my best to be like, you know, a little like level-headed. So I make a comment. I forgot what comment I made, but I was just like, yeah, because the car's just been driving weird. Like, it drive worse than da-da-da. Like, I'm just having little small talk with him. This guy literally looks up at me, looks like this, and walks away. So I'm like, oh my God, like, why the fuck are you mad? Like, you acting like me getting a rental is going to come out your paycheck. Like, first you trying to argue with me about how I need to do these requirements to get a rental. I'm trying to tell your dumb ass that I've done those requirements to get a rental, and you trying to argue with me about that. Now you up here mad and shit because I'm having, like, you just a weirdo. Like, you're a weirdo. You just mad that I came back. That's all it is. He uses the restroom and he comes back to the front of the lobby. And when he's in the restroom, I just started feeling irritated. So I end up calling Kennedy, the insurance guy. Because I'm like, maybe if he talked to Kennedy, you know, yeah. So I called Kennedy and I'm like, hi, Kennedy. Now, Kennedy, he's not in charge of approving whether the insurance company is going to cover your shit or not. He's not in charge. He has to take all the information, all those questions that I answered on the phone and send it to his boss. So I'm on the phone and I'm giving him the rundown. I'm like, hey, I'm at the insurance company place. They're not really trying to give me a rental. Could you please talk to the guy? He's like, you didn't give them the code I emailed you? I'm like, I tried to, but he arguing with me. So then he's like, okay, bet. So he ends up telling me that he's not the one in charge and he has to forward it to his boss. He's like, let me call my boss. So I'm waiting for like a minute. He come back. He like, she's on break. She's not here at the moment. He was basically telling me like, basically the way Kennedy was talking in the tone of like, once we send this and I submit it to her, she go ahead and call Service King and tell Service King, go ahead and fix the alignment, like approve the alignment for fixing. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell him, da da da. So, the boy comes out the restroom. He hears me on the phone. So I'm like, he here right now. So the boy look up, Kaka, he look up at me. So I give him the phone and basically Kennedy tells him, don't know what Kennedy told him, but I'm pretty sure Kennedy told him, oh, I'm not in charge of ABCD and I just have to send it to my boss to approve it. Pretty sure that's all he told him. But like the way me and Kennedy were talking the day before I went to the mechanic place and even the day of, I knew that they were gonna approve the alignment. Like I knew they were because of the way I answered the question. He talks to the guy and he's like, get her code. And the guy's like, oh, what's your code? I'm looking at him like, ugh. So I just give him the code or whatnot. And he's like, okay, yeah, I get it now. Yeah, we'll have people up here for her thing right now. This is and that. So I tell him, I'm like, thank you, Kennedy. He's like, yes. He was like, I will call you back when I'm able to get the lady on the line so she can approve your alignment. So I'm like, bet, cool. So we get off the phone. So when we get off the phone, the manager, he come pulling back in with my car. So he pulled back in and he's like, yeah, I see what you're talking about. That hoe is shaking or whatnot. And then he asks Kaka, he's like, so did you pull up her file? Like, what's going on? And then Kaka's like, I just got off the phone with the insurance company. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. So then he's like, oh, what did they say? He basically said, they just said to check the car out or whatnot. You know, don't fix nothing on it. Just check the car out and see how it's going. And then, yeah. That's not what the fuck they said. So, y'all, I don't know what it was. I'm not going to say I'm patient because I'm not really patient. But I'm, like, patient until I'm not. And I just personally felt like Kaka was trying me. Like, he was trying me from the beginning. And it's like, in that moment, I just went off. So I was like, that's not what they said. Like, I just, like, y'all, when I start going like this, like, rah, 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 I'm getting mad. So I'm like, that's not what they said. That's not what they said. So then the manager, he turned around. He was like, what they say? I was like, they said that ABCD. So Kaka's like, that's what they said. I'm like, the fuck, are you dumb? Like, I start getting mad. So literally, y'all, I literally said, the fuck, are you dumb? I said that. I was like, the fuck, are you dumb? So then the manager was like, hey, no name calling. Man, I'm like, bitch, are you dumb too? The fuck, I'm tired of both y'all niggas. Y'all can both get it today, like, for real. So, I'm so ghetto. So I'm like, both y'all niggas starting to get on my damn nerves. Like, fuck you over here talking about some, hey, no name calling and shit. Like, you, like, don't piss me off type shit. So me and Kaka start arguing, y'all. Like, when I say we're arguing, y'all, we are screaming at each other. I was like, no, da da da. He's screaming at me. I'm screaming at him. Now, at this time, this manager is starting to, like, yell at both of us. Like, stop, stop. Like, he getting so mad because we're literally yelling at each other across the freaking right in front of my car. And Kaka's like, the fuck? He was like, don't, no, he didn't say the fuck, but he was like, don't say I'm dumb. Don't ask me if I'm dumb. You the dumb one. You the dumb. He telling me I'm the dumb one. Bitch, you done messed up twice inside the store. Now I'm the dumb one. Like, it's, y'all, it's crazy. Like, I'm going back and forth. And the manager says, if you don't stop arguing with my employee, I'm a refuse your services. That's what he tells me. So, bitch, I turned around because I'm like, bitch, I got the smoke for you too. You get on my damn nerves too. So at this point, y'all, it's chaotic. So I'm looking at him like, or what? I was like, this nigga over here lying to me. Mind you, y'all, I'm calling this white boy a nigga. I'm like, this nigga over here lying in front of your face, and you over here believing him. He was like, I never said I believed him. You did though, because you were nodding your head when he told you. At the end of the day, you're gonna believe him. Like, that's your employee. So he's like, I never said I believe him. And then so Kaka is yelling at me talking about we could call Kennedy now. We could call Kennedy now. We could basically saying we could call the insurance company now. So he could say, well, I'm looking at him like, you're a dumbass. You did not hear the conversation between me or Kennedy. You only heard the conversation between you and Kennedy, and then you twisted it up to what you thought he said. But you didn't hear Kennedy tell me how they need to go ahead and fix that thing that's underneath the thing. You didn't go ahead and you didn't hear nothing, okay? So don't call me a liar, and don't tell this man that I'm not telling the truth. Like, don't piss me off. And he kept calling me a liar. He was like, you're a liar. You're a liar. He's pointing at me like bitch, I'm like, damn. He's like, you're a liar. You're a liar. And I said, bitch, you a liar. The fuck you talking about? I'm a liar. So yeah, y'all, he gets to calling me all types of liars and stuff. Me and him, we arguing and shit. Like, it's bad. So this is what the guy says that makes me go like bazonkers. I'm not gonna lie. He says, hold on, something's on my lip. He says, I'm gonna tell you again, if you don't stop yelling at my employee, I'm not fixing this car. I look at him and I was like, oh, you're fixing the car. Like, I told him, like, you're fixing it. Like, the insurance company, either you gonna fix it or somebody down the street gonna fix it. Like, it don't matter. The insurance company approved it, so it don't matter. Y'all not the only service king in town. There was literally one that was like 3 minutes away. Like, I would go down there and get the car fixed. Like, y'all still have to fix it. I'll just have to switch locations. Like, the insurance company already approved it. I don't care. So I was telling him, I'm like, oh, yes, you are. So tell me why. I'm trying to explain to the man what he said. Like, I'm like, listen, just listen to me. He said, this man says, that's it. Bro, y'all, I kid you. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking about that shit today and I'm getting so mad. Like, I'm so angry, and this shit happened like 3 months ago, and I'm actually had tears in my eyes. That's how angry I am, y'all. This man literally like cocks my door back, because mind you, my door was open, because he was doing a diagnosis test to see what was wrong with the car. That's what he was trying to do when he pulled back in. So the door was already open for the diagnosis test of the car. So he takes the car and he opens it up more. And he slams, y'all. And mind you, this is an older guy. Like, I'm gonna say he's probably in his late 50s. But even though he's in his late 50s, he's kind of muscular. Like, he's not fat. He has muscles on him. Like, he kind of built. You could tell that he used to be a little muscular back then, but he just getting older. And he slammed that door, y'all. Like, y'all, I kid you not, I thought my glass was gonna break. Remember I told you, this car is fragile. Like, when I say this is a very fragile car, this is a very fragile car. A bird one time threw a rock on my top windshield at the corner, and it literally crawled a line of pear, and it's still there till that day. Till this day, it's still there. And the rock wasn't even that big. Like, this car is fragile. So y'all, I literally was like, oh my God, he's gonna bust my windows. So he slams the door and he's like, that's it, we're not fixing your car, get the hell out of here. You just hit my shit and you think I'm about to get the hell out of here? Bitch, I turned into the Incredible Hulk. Bitch, I turned into Batman. Bitch, I turned into Spider-Man. Bitch, I turned into Dragon Ball Z. Bitch, I turned into every character that you can imagine. And bitch, when I tell y'all, I pushed him so hard.
Allegedly. I said allegedly.
Y'all, I pushed this man so hard, he fell into the bushes, y'all. He fell. Because, bitch, you're touching my car, that means you're touching me, so now I have to touch you. So I pushed him. I said, bitch! Like, y'all, I pushed this man hard. Like, y'all, bro, when I get angry, I don't know, I get some different type of strength. Like, I don't know what it is, but when I get angry, I get a different type of strength. And then on top of that, I lift heavyweight, so I'm pretty strong. Hiya! No, let me stop playing. I'm pretty strong, but yeah, I lift heavyweight. So yeah, you can't be fucking with me. You feel me? I'm buff. You feel me? So at this point, I end up pushing him. So I was like, bitch, are you dumb? Here come Kaka in the background. He told my son, assault. I said, bitch, shut up, I assault you. Like, y'all, it was crazy. Like, so the guy fell in the bushes. Let me say it slower, because I know y'all like, what? So the guy fell in the bushes, and Kaka's literally like, assault, assault, assault. Like, he's getting closer to me, going like that. He was like, we're calling the police on you. We're calling the police. So I said, bitch, you better shut the fuck up, I'll assault you too. Like, y'all, I was on one type shit. Like, you're not about to be there slamming people's door like that. Like, you're weird type shit. So I'm going off. Now he get, the Kaka, he go help his friend or his manager. I don't know. Shit, he go help his manager pick his manager up out the bushes, because this nigga, I don't know, shit, I must have sent him into next week, because even when I was still arguing with Kaka, that nigga was on his knees like he was getting ready to suck some meat. Like, y'all, he was on his knees. Like, he was like he could not, y'all, when I pushed him, he was shocked. Like, when he went flying into them bushes, he was like, bitch, I said, yeah, Gucci, yeah, like, don't play with me, I'm not playing that. So he helping his manager up. The manager finally get up. They're like, yeah, you're getting arrested today. Kaka's running in the store with a smile on his face. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not getting arrested. Like, you should never hit my door like that. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Even though I was mad, I started thinking of my actions as like he started getting ready to call the cops. So, I don't know. Something just told me to start arguing with him really hard. I got even more mad, y'all. Like, you would think I would be scared. Like, damn, I don't want to go to jail. No, when I seen him get on the phone to call the cops, y'all, I went into another frenzy. Like, I went off on him again. So, I was like, you're weird. You're weird. So, I'm at the front desk, right? And I'm like, you're fucking weird. You're fucking weird. I was like, you been had an attitude with me from the beginning when I walked up in this bitch. You been. So, he starts screaming, y'all. So, now at this point, me and him are legit screaming. While we're screaming, the manager ends up going to his office to call my insurance company to see what my insurance company said. So but while he's calling, he's also telling Kaka, make sure you call the police on her. Call the police on her. Kaka ends up arguing with me that he hangs up the phone. Like, he forgets to call the police. And then Kaka says, fuck you, you stupid, or he said something like that. Mind you, when he said it, I'm like, da da da, and he yelled it really, really loud. And I'm like, da 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 da, this da da da. And when he said it, I kind of got quiet. And I looked at him and said, oh, you cursing? So it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, when I said, so you cursing, it's like he knew he was in trouble type shit. Cause it's like he went like, and I was like, oh, you cursing. And so I was like, call the police. I said, I'm taking your ass to court. I said, I think I said something like, call the police. I'm getting in contact with the CEO, and I'm telling the CEO that you cursed. And so I started recording on my phone, and I told the manager, I was like, he cursed at me. I was like, what are you going to do about your employee cursing at me? So then he starts talking about well, he cursed at you because you disrespected him. Bitch, I been there, got that on recording. I said, ow, I got it on recording. Don't worry. I looked at his badge. I'm like, Kaka? Okay, yeah. What's your name? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're in trouble. Yeah, you're in trouble. So, and I said, and the manager here, he's agreeing with the fact that he can curse at me because he's mad at me. He's in trouble too. So they're just looking at each other. Like, the manager kind of looking at Kaka like, why'd you curse at her? Like, you could tell they're making faces. Like, they're talking about looking at each other, because the manager's like, and he's like, damn, like, yeah, I did it. So the manager, he's like, wait, Kaka, don't call the police. We're gonna get her insurance on the thing and see what Kennedy told her. This and that. And mind you, at this time, I didn't call my mom. I'm screaming on the phone at my mom. My mom, she's so used to me having those, like, you know, I've grown up and I have matured, but I've also have moments where I'm like this in a frenzy. And my mom is the only person that is so used to these loud outbursts, she doesn't even get scared. Like, cause y'all, when I tell you I was screaming, I was like, Mama! I was like, like, and my mom was just like, I cannot hear what you're saying. Like, she's so calm because she's so used to that. I'm not saying I do that every time. I have not done that in years, y'all. I think the last time I called my mom screaming on the phone was when I was in high school. Like, I don't lash out like that, but they just pissed me off badly. Like, the whole situation just made me angry. So my mom's telling me to calm down, and I finally end up telling her what happened. Mind y'all, let me just add this part because I even forgot this, but now that I'm editing it, I remember. So while I'm talking to my mom, Kaka is like, I'm on the phone with my mom, and Kaka, I'm right next to Kaka, like I'm on the side of him. So I'm telling my mom what happened, and then Kaka talking about don't lie to her either, tell her the truth. Why are you talking? Like, shut the hell up. Then, so mind you, I told him, I was like, shut the hell up. Like, I told him to shut up. So then I'm talking to my mom,
And then he has the audacity to say, don't forget to tell her how you pushed my manager in the bushes. Bitch, is my mom gonna whoop me for that? Like, I literally looked at him like, so I looked at him and I said, yeah. I said, I pushed him in the bushes. He was like, oh, so you're admitting to it.
The manager, he's on the phone. He's trying to get on the phone with whatever these people are called. He keeps trying to get on the phone, but they're saying Kennedy's not like there at the moment. I think Kennedy was on break, so he was talking to another lady, but this other lady didn't talk to us, so he couldn't really ask, oh, what did you tell the girl, because she didn't talk to me. So he's telling her what happened, and my mom's just telling me like, calm down. And then I end up telling her, I'm gonna call you later. So she was like, bet. So I get off the phone with my mom so I can hear what he's saying or whatnot. He's basically just telling like the story, how it happened. Like, she came in, this happened, da da da, they got into it, da da da, all this, right? And she's like, okay, well, tell her that you do have to check. They're talking to me, right? So the lady, he's basically saying like, oh, we're trying to tell her ABCD, but she's not listening. So the lady is basically saying, well, y'all need to tell her ABCD. And I'm looking at the lady like, what they're telling me is wrong. Like, you don't know nothing about my case. You were not on the phone when I told you what happened. You don't know nothing about this case. Get your ass off the phone, or say we will call you back when Kennedy called back. But don't take his side talking about, well, yeah, she needs to listen. Like, shut up. Like, you don't know what I've been going through up here. Like, stop playing with me. At this point, y'all, one of the other workers that was not in the lobby when I came in was in his office, and he ends up getting on the phone with Kennedy. I don't know if like he heard everything that happened, and so he just decided to pull up my case and call Kennedy on his own. That's what he did, because he came out of nowhere and was like, Kennedy on the phone. And I'm like, who the hell is this? But the guy was like, oh, okay, yeah, Kennedy's on the phone. And he told the lady he gonna call her back. Now, when the manager went to that man's office to try to get the phone from him, but the boy wasn't giving him the phone. Like, he was listening on his own. At this time, I'm still in the front. Me and Kaka, we looking at each other. I'm looking at him. He looking at me and shit. And he's like, he's basically like, he trying to be funny. He's like kissing at me. I'm like, bro, you're childish. Like, you're childish. Like, you're childish. You trying to, like, he trying to make faces at me. Like, you know when you argue with somebody and then you start making, like being childish, like, or like, trying to be funny. So he's like, so I said, back, like, the fuck, I know how to smack my lips too. Like, you think you big dog? No. Like, you're not. Like, I'm Queen Petty, okay? When they go low, I go lower. Like, you not being funny, because whatever you can do, I can do back. So he cocky, he doing like little faces. I'm doing faces back. He start going, I said, too. And I said, it's really gonna be funny when, I call the CEO and they're all corporate and stuff and tell them that you cursed, and I have the recording here. Y'all, I didn't even have no recording. They just believed anything. But then it's funny because when I start saying that, he get quiet. Like, he stopped making faces, and I'm like, yeah, don't play with me. Like, I'm like, yeah, little bitch, don't play with me. Like, I'm not here to, ooh. So, and I'm sorry if I'm cursing in this video, but this is one of my videos where I'm just angry. I'm most likely going to beep out all the curse words. But the manager ends up coming to the front, and he ends up telling me like, okay, we're going to go ahead and run a diagnosis on your car. After we run a diagnosis on your car, insurance company did approve for us to see what's going on and fix it. And then, but Kennedy still says that he has not gotten in touch with that lady. And he basically said that what he said was, until she approves for them to fix the alignment, they're not going to touch the alignment, but they'll fix the other shit that was wrong with it. You remember when I said that thing was hanging? So I'm like, okay, so the rental car ends up coming in. Y'all, they give me a freaking rental car that smell like cigarettes. I'm like, why would y'all give me this? Like, y'all literally, I thought people not supposed to be smoking cigarettes in rentals. Like, why? Like, it smelled like straight cigarettes, y'all. I was so mad. But basically, the rental car ended up coming or whatnot, and the guy, he's doing the diagnosis on the car, and he gets to talking to me and stuff, and he's like, look, like, he was like, I never like wanted this to go like this. Like, he trying to be nice now. I'm like, bitch, F you. Like, I'm irritated, y'all. I got so mad, y'all. I kid you not. And telling this story time pisses me off, y'all. I was so mad when I was inside the lobby, y'all. When I got on the phone with my mom, I started crying. Like, I literally started crying, y'all. Like, I felt like before I got on the phone with my mom, I felt like it was just two guys like ganging up on me. And it's crazy because I'm such a tough person, but it's weird situations that will make me get like that. And usually I'm able to handle. I'm like, it's two, like, I don't care, it's two guys, but the way they both was barking at me, it's like, and I'm trying to talk and like I'm yelling, they're yelling over me, and like you know, we got Kaka going like this in my face and I'm bucking back at him. The whole situation just was traumatizing. I kid you not. Like, I just started crying. So, like, I feel like when the manager seen I was crying, that's another thing that made him stop yelling at me. Like, it's like he kind of was like, okay, like, this girl's crying. Like, she's really hurt type shit. But, like, of course, Kaka dirty ass. I'm pretty sure Kaka was racist, y'all. Just little things, like, racist or at the very least, microaggressive. Like, saying stupid things like, oh, you can't just come ask for a rental. You have to call your insurance company. Like, you trying to be funny. Would you have said that to a white person? Like, it just was given very like racist. I'm not gonna lie. So of course Kaka, he did not calm down even when I was crying. He was still talking shit, but the manager was calm. So we outside and he's like, yeah, when I seen you crying, you know, I just thought about it and I was like, you know, it's just not that deep. Emotions shouldn't be running that high. He said everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. Like, he was just talking to me, and in my house, like, I was just like, I was legit looking at him saying, I was like, So he was like, yeah. He was like, so I would like to apologize for slamming your door. Mind you, y'all, tell me why when I yelled, you slammed my door outside, when he slammed my door, Kaka was like, no, he didn't. I'm like, why are you lying? Like, get out of my face, bro. You're annoying. So he's like, I'm sorry I slammed your door. I'm looking like, oh, but your employee said that you didn't. I didn't say that because I didn't want to restart an argument, but I'm just looking like, shut up, because you said, and your employee said that you didn't slam my door. Now it's and mind you, he did all this shit in front of the cameras, and I told them, I said, I'm gonna request when y'all call the police for the officers to pull up the cameras and show that you did slam my door, and that is what made me retaliate against you, because you're messing up people's property. Like, you cannot do stuff like that. So he was like, I'm sorry I slammed your door. He was like, I never wanted it to get to this level. Like, I didn't even think it would get to this level. Let's just, you know, like, let's just forget about it. So then, it's crazy because I was vlogging. And if you guys do not watch my vlogs, y'all need to check out my vlogs. My vlogs are very, very good. Like, people who watch my vlogs attest to it in the comments how good my vlogs are. My vlogs are very fun. I'm entertaining. So, but basically, I was vlogging that day. I was about to go to the gym. My plan was to get the rental car, turn in my car, and then go to the gym from there. So I had my tripod with me and my camera sitting on my passenger seat because I was planning on vlogging the gym and adding it to one of my weekly vlogs. So he's getting ready to get all his cables out of the car, because remember I told you he ran a test on the car. And he ends up like stopping, and he's just looking at my tripod. So I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him because he's bent down, y'all. So he's just looking at the tripod. He's looking at the camera confused. And then he turns around and he's like, what's that doing there? And I was like, those are my equipment. And he was like, what are you? And I was like, I'm a YouTuber. And he's like, he starts shaking, y'all. I kid you not. He was like, what content did you do? I said, I do story times. Y'all, this man gets scared than a bitch. Like, I kid you not. He's like, oh, story times on what? I said, my life. He's like, oh, wow. I hope you don't do one on us. Hi! No, not even hi. Hey, better go hard, girl. This your tryout. I was just looking at him like, hey, say hey to the camera, because you're going to get a story time because you did too much. So I just start laughing because he's like, please don't tell a story time. He gets like, guys, he literally gets scared. He's like, please don't tell no story time on us. We resolved everything. You're not going to tell a story time, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'll think about it. He's like, nah, like for real. Like, we resolved everything. Look, we're about to take a look at your car and figure out. He acting nice as shit. I'm like, I won't tell a story time. In my head, I'm like, I'm still contemplating. I'm like, should I not? So they end up getting the car, I get the rental, and I go on about my day. And then they call me. They call my dad because I told my dad, talk to them. I don't want to talk to them. So they called my dad a couple of days later and basically said that the insurance company did not approve them paying for my alignment. And I just knew that they called the insurance company and said something. I knew they said something, or I knew they said something, because, you know, the funny thing, when that man was putting the diagnosis on my car, he basically was trying to say, I don't think it's your alignment. I don't think it's your alignment. So I just know that they told the insurance company her alignment is fine or something like that, because the insurance company denied it. And it's funny because Kennedy had just told me that the insurance company was going to approve it. So how did it get denied so quick? So I'm like, man, whatever, bro. Let them just fix the bottom thing. Like, I don't feel like dealing with this no more. I'm going to just go to the mechanics. Like, I'm tired. Like, at this point, I was just fed up. So they end up fixing my top thing. And I get ready to go pick up my car. I pick up my car. Well, no, I don't pick up my car. I don't pick up my car because I don't ever want to see Kaka again. I end up making my brother go get my car. I'm like, go get my car. I told him, I gave him the rental keys. I was like, turn this car in and get my car. He's like, okay. So he goes and he does that. And I'm like, good, because I don't want to see that boy Kaka's face. Like, I might still off on him. Like, he did too much. So yeah, y'all. And y'all, if this story time is long, I am very, very sorry. It's about to end. And yeah. So at this point, y'all, I forgot where I last left off. But basically, where did I last leave off? I forgot. I ain't gonna cap. I forgot, y'all. Where did I last leave off? Oh my god. I have no idea where I last left off. But basically, my dad ends up calling our mechanic that comes to our house when we have emergencies to the house to look at my car. And guess what the mechanic says? The mechanic says, because you know how I got into an accident, so they had to put parts back together and then paint them. Tell me why the mechanic said that they put a different paint than what my car is. And I never thought about it because I have a silver car. But the difference with my car is my car has holographic minerals in it. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean, but there's certain cars that has paint jobs that, like, it could be a black car. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that has like glittery minerals through the black car. And then there's certain cars that's just black. My car is silver with holographic glittery minerals flowing through the whole car. Tell me why I went outside after my dad said that, and tell me why the part that I got into an accident in is just a plain silver car. So the colors are off. It's just the fact that, like, they're both silver, so you can't really tell. You got to really look at the car. But when you look, you can tell that the colors are off. It's literally one area that has a whole bunch of minerals and crystals and glitter, and then one area that's just plain silver. I'm just, y'all, when I tell y'all, this is what prompted this story time. All jokes aside, because you know the funny thing, I swear on everything, I was not going to tell a story time because he kept begging me. And I was just like, okay, well, if they got the car, you know, they trying to make an effort to fix it, you know, but I just kind of I knew they were going to do some tricky shit. I knew they were going to do some weird shit, but I didn't know it was just going to be this weird. Like, y'all, when I tell you I was so mad, y'all, I was so angry. And y'all, I literally said, I'm telling a story time because it's just, I hate dealing with stupidity, and that was pure stupidity. And it's crazy because when you just to end this story off, because I'm tired of talking, but just to end this story off, I'm just gonna say that when you don't listen to God, you end up in a deeper hole than where you were before. And God told me not to drop my car off there, and I just ignored it. And I had this type of, they ain't gonna do it to me type of vibe, like I'm in control type shit. Or they got me messed up, they're not gonna do that to me, when I just seen the way they did this other lady. And literally something told me, don't take your car here. And I was just thinking, like, they ain't gonna do that to me. Like, why would they? Like, I don't know what they got going on really. Like, you know, I'm just talking. And look, they ended up doing it to me, but worse. When you don't listen to God, bro, like, you really just, you end up in deeper stuff. Like, your intuition, all that shit. Your intuition is the Holy Spirit. When you don't listen to stuff like that, you just, y'all, you just, I don't know. Even the universe. When you don't listen to the universe and they telling you something and you can hear it clear as day, listen. Because if I listen to God, I probably would have just had to take the car to the other service king up the street and let them work on it. And I probably wouldn't have dealt with all this. And it just pissed me off. And honestly, Kaka, you're full of shit. That's why I called you Kaka. Like, I was just irritated. As far as the manager's concerned, I don't dislike the manager, but I don't like him either. He's just there, honestly. And because he didn't really do much. And when he started doing much is when he slammed my door. That was really it. So I don't know. He was just there. But like everything, just the whole situation pissed me off. The workers did not do the shit right. So them in the back that was the real mechanics, they didn't fucking do it right. Because what's his face? Kaka wasn't a mechanic. He was like a receptionist. So I knew he didn't touch it. And then the manager, he didn't touch cars either. So the workers did not do the fucking car right. Like, it just pissed me off. But thankfully, my dad ended up getting that same mechanic that did a diagnosis on my car. He got that mechanic to fix whatever problems they refused to fix. And that shit was $400. And I personally feel like, you know, nowadays, if I get into accidents or if I get into car problems, I got to pay for it. But I personally feel like my dad felt so bad for me that he ended up just paying for it. And when I see my dad tomorrow, I'm going to thank him for that, because I never thanked him for that because we were still beefing. And y'all, I'm very hard-headed. So like, imagine your parents paying $400 to fix your car and you're still holding a grudge with them. That's me. Yeah, I'm literally waking up in the morning looking at him like, rolling my eyes. And this man paid to fix the car. I'm so hard-headed. But yeah, y'all. So he ended up paying to fix the car, and the car started working back to normal before I hit the dog. So yeah, y'all, that's the ending of the story time. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. This is a very long story time. And honestly speaking, this is a good story time that I feel like I ended the month off with. This is more like a, you know, like a different type of vibe. I've never really dealt with these type of car services, car problems, or I've never got into it with like workers like that. Like, that was crazy, y'all. And when I pushed that man, he flew. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything or whatnot. Let me know if I was wrong. Let me know if Kaka was wrong. Let me know if the manager was wrong. Let me know if we were all wrong. And y'all just let me know y'all thoughts. And y'all also let me know if would y'all have done the same thing? Like, would y'all have really went toe to toe, or would y'all have just left? Like, y'all let me know. I love you guys so much. Stay blessed, stay prayed up. We're going into the month of July, thank the Lord, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.